So, guys, we're live. Kickoff has commenced. South Africa versus Canada, the first round of 32 game. It's RDS here. And remember, if you're new to channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil 2 Joe. Follow us on Twitter, Red Devil 2 Extra, etc. Big game today. Who is going to win? I think, in fact, I put a poll on it. I suspect South Africa. It's going to be this is knockout football now. This is where it gets real. It gets real now. It gets real. Knockout football, man. Knockout football. You know, South Africa started, they didn't start particularly well. But to be honest, the other team that's actually grown to the tournament. They were really poor defensively and just not great. But a draw coming back against Paraguay, I think it was. And then not Paraguay, sorry, I've forgotten who it was. Was it Bosnia, I think? Yeah, Bosnia. And then to get the win against South Korea. I don't think people were expecting that. I certainly wasn't. I thought Korea would give much of a fight, and then they didn't. So big up SSB, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, this is going to be a interesting. Hopefully my mic is working okay. So I'm tired this. Okay, it's a bit better. Hopefully the mic is okay. I'll quickly put a poll saying who do you think who will win? Because someone's going to win. A part of me has ball to lose pass, but I feel like South Africa defensively have gotten a bit better tournament-wise. They just look a lot more organized. South Africa is a team that you never know what you're going to get exactly. But to be fair to them, like I said, they weren't great in the first against Mexico. Although many teams weren't great against Mexico, to be honest. I think that's more on Mexico than anything else, the type of football. But the other games against Bosnia and then South Korea, so they're growing into it. We'll see what they do today, but I don't think this is going to be my worry with Canada is that I just think Canada defensively, are not great. And yes, they can score goals, but so I don't know. Canada, South Africa, also a very physical team. They didn't really come across particularly. Ooh, it's a bit naughty from South Africa there. Another thing is they play in South African League, but who knows how good that is. That is true, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Just like with Saudi, you can tell that there's more chemistry, that they actually understand each other. One of the things that I think, one of the reasons why, say, for example, South Africa beat South Korea, is that, quite a few South Korean players play in Europe and different teams, Premier League, Europe, etc. But there was no chemistry. Like they didn't really know each other. Egos, things, there's a very big, especially in, I think what I've noticed a lot of Asian Federation teams, there seems to be a bit of divide between the people who play in Europe versus those who don't. And I think that can cause team disunity. So if you're still play all roughly in the same league with maybe one or two exceptions, you don't have that. The only thing at South Africa, oh, good ball over. Oh, good chase on. And made it South Korea to be too quick about it. had a break, but kind of bodies back. Quite ooh, goalkeeper parried it. This is my thing. I think both. Yeah, it's like the one other thing about African teams is that they can match other European teams physically, pace and physically. It's just the creativity and the technical ability. Some creativity, some technical ability, and finishing. That's the issue. If that's there, African teams are a problem. But it's one thing. It's so if you've got teams like certain European teams that aren't that great technically and can't finish, then African teams are going to be a problem. Like case in point, Uzbekistan, Congo yesterday, for example. You know, they look dangerous when attacking. Exactly. That style South Africa players is that they are fearless. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like the the worry with a lot of African teams that certainly from an athletic physicality point of view, they're all good. You know, it'll be very difficult for you to. So the only way that you can beat certain teams is you've got to be able to create and you've got to be able to be technically better, good, which certain European teams are. You saw it with Croatia against Canada. Technically, they outplayed Ghana. England weren't able to do that though, you know. So that is the thing, you know. And I'd argue that yes, South Africa defensively weren't great against Mexico, but they have improved, you know. Yeah, okay. Oh, good recovery. Oh, and it cleared. Cleared. I think. So I want to. I think. I think Sun-Saharan, that sub-Saharan team should stick with the attacking style. If anything, adapt the North African style. I mean, to be fair, I would argue the North African teams are a lot more. Hello, sorry, my daughter's coming. Daughter's coming. Enjoy them. If you hear any baby noises, you know it's my daughter who's coming now to watch the game as well. Oh, kind of an attack here. Okay, I should have released it quicker. Good, and it's good clearance. Over. Yeah, if anything, a lot of the North African teams are at least like certainly like Morocco, for example. Morocco aren't uber defensive. So I think they've begun to learn Morocco, Egypt, even Algeria. They've begun to learn that, like, to be honest, I would argue and some of it is obviously the quality of players you have, but the most defensive teams actually been the West African ones. Ghana, because of Carlos Cruz, their manager, super ultra defensive, like Mourinho, Harambol, and then maybe likes of DR Congo, for example, and Cape Verde. Although Cape Verde have gotten a decent attacking, so. But yeah, well, for me, the key of African teams in this is that if they had better finishes, like for example, if they had better finishes, a bit of composure in the final third, they'd be more dangerous. Because I don't think there was that. If we take example Ivory Coast versus Germany, I don't think there was that much difference between them defensively, really, or in their midfield. But it was just the attacking. I was being clinical. They just were not able to have that. And I just think for a lot of African teams, you know, with the exception of Senegal, but they're playing against 5 men. Oh, Iraq. You know, they just haven't got that. Oh, foul? No. Good win ball back from Canada. Canada going to break now. David. Oh, and South Africa win it back. Oh, but poor pass. Quite open so far. Miller. Oh, challenge come in, and referee says that's fine. That's one thing about this tournament. The referees do not care unless it's really, really bad, and even then, they're not going to stop it. If anything, to be honest, the biggest people that need to learn from this tournament is the Asian Confederate. Africa and South America have actually overperformed, with the exception of Tunisia and Uruguay. But you know, you got 9 out of 10 of your confederations through, and South America, was it 5 out of the 6? Because South America only had 6, if I recall. Oh, Asia, I think only I have a feeling they had 8, because you had South Korea, Japan, Australia, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Uzbekistan, Iran, and possibly one other team that I can't remember. And out of all those teams, only 2, Australia and Japan, were through. So the Asian Confederation did not, and you could argue Australia is not really part of it, but they are technically. So Asian, touch shouldn't foul. No else so far. I'll put my hat on. It's quite warm here. No. Okay, but long ball over to South Africa. Okay. Oh. Good ball. But again, you can see the thing about something, you can see the chemistry. Oh. Good challenge from Canada there. You can see the chemistry. You know, I remember a commentator saying, "Oh, Canada favorites." Like, I think saying favorites is a bit of a thing. You know, I'm not saying that they won't win. Oh, and that's a break, and Canada exposed, and Canada through, and they should. Good tackle. It's a very good challenge. Because, and again, that physicality that we're talking about. That physicality we're talking about, recovery gets them back, and it's a good tackle. And it's a corner ball to Canada. Brilliant tackle. Kazi, I think it was. Oh, it's a goal kick? Even better. I thought it was a corner. The fact that it's a goal kick, even better. It's a fantastic tackle then. Fantastic. Looks like Diamonde wants to go to PSG. If I was him, I would maybe stay at Leipzig for a bit, develop. I don't know these young players that want to, that 19, that want to go straight to a thing first. It doesn't make sense to me, but okay. Good tackle. Oh, David. Yep. On his own. I mean, there's a lot of away for Kunda. Someone was swarmed around it, but there's like 5 South African players. Oh, how was he on his own? Fair enough, good recovery, but how is he on his own there? Strange. Oh, interesting again. So far, so good with both teams. I think Canada probably had just about the clearest chances, but about just over 15 minutes gone. Although no shots on target for Canada yet. South Africa having a bit more possession, 60-40. Which is one of his while saying that I'm not quite sure how you can say that Canada are definitively favourites. It's not like they're going to control the game. Yeah, fair play to Jesse March. I think he'll. I think if Canada, I don't. If they beat South Africa, great. I think if they go to round of 16, I think that'll be as far as they go. And I think if you're Jesse March, you should probably be happy with that, with the quality of players you have. Round of 32, I think they'll be a bit disappointed, but I don't think you could say it's been a bad tournament for Canada, just given where they are. Oh, because this is knockout football, and Canada have not experienced knockout football before. Nil-nil so far. Sorry, 1 second. Oh, okay. And South African attack as well, but checked. Nil-nil. And just 20 minutes played. 0-0. So good for Bafana Bafana. Oh, lost the ball though. And foul. Referee just waiting to see if there's any advantage. Is that Lopez? Oh no, Jessica Alba. It's Jessica Alba. So my daughter is busy trying to grab something. Free kick to Canada. Okay. Free kick comes in. Oh, I went through them all. And a chance. It's a chance on target. I mean, all the can were lining up. This was just, it was, yeah, just not enough power on that header. But oh, and South Africa on the break here. South Africa, but again, with block from Canada, from Musafi, I think. Okay. Yeah, the South Africa definitely have been more expansive going forward, etc. It's definitely it's a 50, which I've called it. This is going to be a 50-50 game. I think anyone saying Canada were clear favorites clearly didn't pay attention to South Africa in the group stage. Hydration break. Oh, the South Korean guys resigned. South Korean President Lee Jae-myung says he's utterly baffled at the nation teams and called for the country sports minister to investigate. Interesting. It's not really that difficult, to be honest. South Africa in the qualification of the World Cup was good, though. Yeah, exactly. Well, they went ahead of Nigeria. They're good now. They're not these South Africa not bums. Like I said, even watching this game, you can see during this game that they've clearly got chemistry. Like, this is a team of players that have clearly played together before. I have no idea what happened during the Mexico game. I suspect that was nerves. I think that was from the coach. A lot of South African fans I saw didn't recognize their team. I think that there was a lot of. I just think that came from the coach. The coach was like, "Listen, I don't want to lose first game, nerves," and they literally just were other defensive. I mean, even compared to this game, they could play completely different. So I think that there's been a bit more confidence, especially now, because I think for a lot of these teams who are here in the knockout phase for the first time, that it's almost like a free hit. Obviously, you don't want to just lose or whatever. So, but it'll be like a free hit. Like for South Africa, for Canada, this is a free hit. Both of these teams have never gone to a knockout stage before, as far as I'm aware. So whoever wins, you're going through to round of 16. Great. Like I said, for me, that with this, if they're teams that need a hard look, I think one is the Asian Federation, and more specifically, I think South Korea, Turkey, and Uruguay. For me, the three nations that have to have a hard look at themselves. Everyone else, fine, it's okay, but those three, maybe you could throw in Scotland there as well. I throw in Scotland there in as well, to be honest. Those are probably the four nations. Oh, yeah, there were Asian. Yeah, there were 8 Asian teams. I've just realized. Yeah, Jordan was part of that. Yeah, so Jordan went out, Qatar went out, Saudi went out, Iraq went out, Uzbekistan went out, Iran went out, and South Korea went out. So yeah, not a good showing for the Asian Federation, to be honest. Which is why when people saying, "Oh, they should get more, uh, more spots and oh, more spots," or divide the federation up, I'm not necessarily sure that's going to make a difference. I mean, I guess you could if I think if it's going to go to 64 teams, I think you might as well divide the federations up into like Middle East and Asia, East Asia. That makes sense. It's going to go to 64 teams, but um, yeah, based on this performance alone, this is not a good look for more more teams. Not really. For Africa, I think for Africa, yes, because pretty much every single African team got through. So there's an argument there. I'm not sure about European now, though. Anyway, still 0-0 in this game, which let's have a look. Promise. Yeah, that's off on the break again. If this goes to penalties, I wonder who would win here. Actually, I think South Africa might win. I think their keeper's the better shot stopper. It just depends on who's taking the penalties, though. Yeah, I don't know who. Okay. Oh yeah, that's interesting. The ball's in play, so the referee can't. Oh, it's a good ball. Can South Africa keep it in? Oh, and Count the ball. Okay. Yeah, I think Canada may be struggling a little bit to get through the South African midfield, or at least the back. I mean, you see them dropping back into another bank of four. The only thing in South Africa is that they're actually there, but sometimes just because you have players back doesn't mean you're actually marking them. So, but yeah, they obviously drop back into a. Oh, slip. Oh, no. They get the Davies. And not great. Saliba missed it. Good idea. Sure, that's a good idea. Well, okay. Maybe with confidence in your centre backs. I never an idea of passing the ball in front of your box when you've got three surrounding attackers there. Oh, it's a bit bitey. Oh, Lewandowski to Chicago Fire. Everyone's going to the States now. To Chicago. But I mean, to be fair, I don't think it'll suddenly mean people will start watching the league, but as long as it keeps everyone fit, that's the key thing, really. We've seen at these tournaments, World Cups, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, etc. So as long as you're playing football. And South Africa win it back again in midfield. There's no one there to show them from, though. Oh, and South Africa lose the ball. Saliba, Miller. Oh, on target. But good attempt there. Obseko slipped. Far in the front. Oh, head in the air. Oh, and out. Oh, so again. Good block. Good challenge. Very sloppy. Yep. Sorry, I just seen the message there. No flag. Oh, goal kick. So far, 50-50. Got two teams that I consider defensively are okay-ish, not terrible, but the attack just, fans are not happy with how conservative teams are. I mean, it's difficult because fundamentally, I know fans want their players to go at it, but at the same time, people say that, but you don't want your team being battered like 5 or 6-0. And obviously, the coach also got to think about his job and employment stuff like that as well. So, and in a World Cup knockout thing, like at the end of the day, the goal, like tournament football is always going to be different. Yes, you might get some really good games when goes at it, but really the point of it is to to get through to the next game. Like, to be honest, this group stage has been, whether it's a new format, has been. I think if I'm in reflection, I've liked what I've liked is it's been good to see a diversity of different teams and peoples and cultures and stuff like that. But if you're gonna ask me about like the jeopardy, like there wasn't really any, really. Like for example, the Algeria-Austria game that might have had more jeopardy if only two of the teams could go through. And then for certain teams where they were hanging around waiting to see if they go through, etc., like you can see that there's annoyance there. Maybe South Korea, for example, maybe go a bit harder against South Africa if it's so. Canada. 5 minutes till time. It's. I'll be honest, it's not been great, but I expect that from these two teams. Now Japan versus Brazil tomorrow. That is going to be a game. Fine, Sabi versus Bashman. Okay, set piece for Canada with 5 minutes to go. Let's go. Set piece for Canada. Okay. Big up everyone who's watching. Please like if you like if it's subscribe to the Devil Suite if you're new. Bottom right corner. And also our secondary channels. Corner quick. Set piece comes in. Header over. Behind for goal kick. Yeah, that final third quality from both teams just isn't there, unfortunately. Just not really there. You can tell it's probably going to come down to oh, how do you guys decide because you get in each other's way, man? What's going on? Jeez, this ball watching. Look at you guys, both in each other's way. What are you guys doing? Jeez, so annoying sometimes. Like, guys, come on, communicate. Going for the ball. Stop ball watching. Miller, okay. Oh, and cleared. Cleared by South Africa. But I mean, I don't know why Jesse Marsh persists of Jonathan David. Ooh, it's good that he missed that. Could have been a penalty there, South Africa. Kind of there, but 2 minutes left. I don't know how many stoppage time. Let's have a look. Corner coming in. Referee warning the players to chill. Corner coming in. It's a header and it's clear off the line. And it's the second block. Oh my goodness. Wow. And South Africa just about, it's probably the clearest chance that there's been. The clearest chance. I need to see that again. Too many bodies. Another block. So many bodies. Yeah. Goal line clearance. But this is also why you actually have people on the line. It's a good clearance. I've never really understood why teams don't have players on the line for corners. I don't. It's like we want to be prepared to do a break. It's like, right, okay, but defend the corner first. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, but you're defend. This is what I don't understand. Like, but you're defending a corner. Like, maybe 5 is too much, but I never understand teams that like don't have anyone like on the goalposts or anything, and the guy heads, and then the head's in the bottom corner, and there's no one there. Oh, is it a penalty? Goal kick? They must be checking that. That looks like a penalty. That looks like a pen. Yeah, that looks like a pen to me. That looks like a pen. That looks like a pen. But the referee's saying no. Oh, no. No, hold up. Let me look. That's not a pen, though, is it? No. No. Lereo kicks him, though. That's not a penalty because he's kicking him. No, I don't think he's kicking it. I think he's kicking him, though. Yeah. That's a tricky one. I see why they didn't. So the irony is, I see why they didn't refer to VAR going, because that's one where you're like, and even in other leagues, I never know, like, if you, because in that instance, yes, he's in the kicking lane, he's in the position, the South African defender, but the attacker actually does kick. He kicks him and then falls. I don't know. That's a tricky one because he comes across and then he goes for the shot, and then I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But South Africa needs to. They've got body. This is the weird thing about South Africa defending wise. Even Canada, that's a penalty. No, no, it's not. But um, but yeah, kind of got to move it quicker. Oh, that's a foul. Yeah, there's a lot of booze, and it's almost half time, I think. That's a tricky one, I think. Mm. Mm. Mhm. Yeah, it just needs to chill. Yep, they need to calm down. Half time. Half time. That's a tricky one. It's a tricky one because initially I was like, "Oh, pen," but then when he kicks him, I don't know. I don't know what the rule is, because if the attacker is the one that initiates the contact, I don't see how that's a penalty. But the defender has blocked him. It's an obstruction. So, in fact, let me ask Twitter. I don't know, but and the thing is, because I don't know, I have to go with the referee's on-field decision. Unless it's 100%, I don't know. Let me see. I'm gonna put it on a. Just literally, just was it a penalty? Put a Twitter poll on it. Maybe I should put up. In fact, I'll put a poll. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. It's halftime, 0-0, in a game that's it's mildly entertaining. Not awful. I've watched worse, but it's not been the best. It's I think for the level of these two teams, I think whoever gets through this, and obviously it'll be one of them, is not going to get past the round of 16. Although I don't know what the. Let me look at the thingy again. Yeah, whoever wins this is going to face the winner of Netherlands and Morocco, and whichever one of those is going to win. So England versus DR Congo, man. But yes, half time. Yeah, it was. It's been okay. It's been an okay game. I can't. Complaints. The only really controversial thing is should they have had a penalty? Should they have had a penalty? I don't know. I do not know. Wow, that was quick. I should put polls on Twitter quick. Literally, we're gonna have what 38 votes. I should put maybe I should use Twitter for posts. So far, I'm checking on Twitter. So far, based on 40 votes that I've got here, was it a penalty? 67.5% say no, and 32% say yes. So ah. Oh, wait, did no the on-field? No, hold up, hold up. They'll get it. They got it wrong. The on-field person did not give a penalty. Eh? No, they're not. It wasn't overturned though. These commentators are bums, man. The referee did not give a penalty on field. He actually points to a goal kick. Yeah. What refs think? Mm. Mm. Which I think is fair. I don't. They're talking about VAR shouldn't be getting involved. They're talking about the penalty. I'll go to break in a second, but basically, like in summary of it, like the Canadian attacker kicks the leg of the South, but the thing is, the South African player comes into his line as he's preparing to shoot, so he goes down. It looks like a penalty on first viewing. The referee doesn't actually give the penalty; he actually gives a goal kick, and VAR doesn't intervene, and I think that's correct. It's difficult, but it's about obstruction. You're like, can a defender? How can a defender obstruct? And I'm like, well, when the way I see it with VAR is that when things get subjective, it's a good. And I remember the Lava chance, a good save from the corner. Bafana need to do better there. They've got players back, but defending the five and one across the line. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to be quickly be a brief break, but we'll be back for the second half. Don't go away, fellas. Don't go away, guys. Okay, we are back. We are back for the second half. Yeah, I think this yeah, I agree with the comment. I think this was going to go to who's going to be tactically braver, because I think this is 50-50 at the end of the day, and it's one of those games where probably a single goal is going to do it. But unlike the group stage, we have extra time, so David Buchanan, but it's tackle. Oh, it was a. Oh wow! Oh, and yes, it's not a kind of penalty. Let's see my poll. 49 votes. No, 60 says it's been pretty consistent. The majority of it said that no, it wasn't a penalty, and I would agree. Certainly not enough to warrant VAR to overturn anything. Foul. Yeah, they're kind of off quite loose and. Oh! Oh no. Oh, she's lost her phone. That's bad. Unlucky. That's the danger. What? South Africa throw. Oh. Fair well, he's gonna have to come off. It's on his toe. Maybe it's the way he landed. He needs to go off, doesn't he? He can't go down like that and then not go off. That was my understanding. Goal kick. Yeah, kind of need to change it up a little bit, to be honest. And they're not really doing it. Oh, good ball. Where? Offside. Free kick to who? Oh, he pulls him though. Oh, yeah. Okay. Free kick. It does seem to be quite predictable. Whose idea was it to have only one game today? I mean, maybe a bit of a break or rest. I mean, to be honest, I actually thought they were going to at least have a day rest between them. That's what happens in the usual tournaments. They usually have like a day rest between the stop, just for everyone to kind of process what's happened. You know, talk about predictions. You know, all the rest of it. Like at least 24 hours to kind of. That's what I thought, and then you can then start having two games. You know, 1-1. But it is what it is. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. For me, I would have had a break today, because literally, like the last, like at least for UK wise, I can't remember, was it yesterday morning or it was literally this morning. Oh, not good nutmeg for South Africa there. Ooh, 3 a.m. UK time from this morning. They had Algeria, Austria, and all those ones. So, you know, for me, I would have had at least a 24-hour break, one day off in between. So for me, I wouldn't have had any games today, and then resume on Monday, and do like you said, have two games a day effectively. But instead, they're doing, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4. They're scattering it around. They're keeping the group stage format, which I think is a bit. I guess maybe because they need the tournament needs to finish by what's it called again? By it's only just going to be over a month, so it needs to be finished by mid-July. So if you did it that way, you probably would extend it a bit. But 2 games a day for me, let's do it. It's fine. Yesterday's schedule made no sense. Saturday you can play 3 p.m. local games. Instead, they started in a local part. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really the timing because good, nice move from South Africa here. Oh, and like Seko. Oh, maybe not a great bit heavy touch. South Africa still have it. I think South Africa just look a little bit more threatening. They look like they want to dial it up a little bit. Canada or Deba. It's a box. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I would have had today being a day off, and then you go Monday and you do 2 games a game a day for what 16 days. So I guess that's it's a bit tricky because I guess if you do that, it will be that goes for 2 weeks. You do 2 games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday. Because you've got 16 games to play, so that would be more than 2 weeks. But I to be honest, I'd do that. I feel like I don't know. I feel like in knockout football, you got to kind of extend it, not drawing it out more, but just enjoy it a bit more. Having like 3 or 4 games a day around a 32 is just I think it's just a bit just too much. Obviously, there was a round of 16 before, and I think that's what happened. But thank goodness FIFA is backtracking on 614. Are they? Are they? I don't think they're backtracking. Who said they're backtracking? I don't think they're backtracking. I think that I think it was suggested before the World Cup, but now that the 48 World Cup team is there, I think what will happen is it won't happen now, but there's murmurings that the USA will host the World Cup again because the next one I think is hosted by Morocco, Portugal, Spain. Although the first couple of games are gonna occur in wasn't it Uruguay, Argentina? Because it's the anniversary, whatever. Then you after that, I think it's Saudi Arabia. I'm not gonna lie. I know maybe it sounds patriotic or something, but I generally don't know why England can't host it. Like England have the facilities. They've got the stadium infrastructure. Like you wouldn't, aside from just like maybe just easing transfer routes, you literally wouldn't have to do anything. You literally wouldn't have to do anything. The infrastructure, the stadiums, everything like that. That's when you literally it's there. Like 64, I guess might be too big, but 48. I mean, you have England. Not only that, Scotland. You can do it in Celtic Park, Rangers Park. So in Wales and stuff like that. I don't know why they're not considering England. Obviously, France I kind of understand because maybe you have a lot of teams that don't necessarily have the stadium capacity. Germany obviously can. Spain can. They are hosting it, and Portugal. But England, weather is mild. So again, I'm not being patriotic or anything. So, but I've always been confused as to why England isn't, from a purely logistical point of view, why they're not considered as hosts. Anyway, Kandarin and cleared. And but interception, but it's a foul. Journalists are saying logistically it's not possible to have 64. Yes and no. Yes and no. I feel like it is, but you have to have 2 group stages. You have to have 2 group stages. So what I would do is if you have 64 teams, you've got to have 2 group stages. So almost like a like the way I see it working, you almost have to have like a pre-tournament. So what I would do is I would like the first group phase, and you'd have all the kind of input. So basically, the way I see it is you would seed the teams, right? So have the qualifications if you must. You know, or maybe you make friendlies actually competitive and you get the ranking stuff. I don't know, but have the seeds, then you basically seed teams, and then the top 32 the top 16 teams automatically go to the next the group 2 or the real kind of tournament, and then the bottom teams play in the kind of the pre-tournament. Is what I would do. And then the top 16 from those groups, because groups qualify to go to join them in the actual group sort of stage, and then the knockouts occur as normal. That's what I would do. Oh, wide. Tomorrow is Brazil versus Japan and Netherlands versus Morocco, which are both gonna be very, very good games. I'll be live streaming both of them. Because for me, those are probably two of the standout games of under 32. We knew that from those groups it was going to be difficult. I can't really think of many games that are there that I'm looking forward to. I mean, Portugal, Croatia, Spain, Austria, okay. Belgium, Senegal. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm still not 100% convinced of Belgium yet. Maybe, I mean, they did dunk on New Zealand quite a bit, so they might click into form. I've clicked into form, but Senegal are quite physical and will bully them and are not complete bums. Ivory Coast, Norway again will be a game. I think everything else is a bit meh to me. Although Colombia, Ghana might be interesting as well. Only Germany and England can host it alone in terms of exactly, yeah. You'd have to have joint others, which is why Spain and Portugal are doing it together. But that's why I've never understood why England isn't considered the host. Maybe there's an issue with the FA and Premier League, etc. But for me, after Spain, Portugal do it, the next European country should be England. I'm not saying that in a patriotic, England must. I'm saying that just pure logistics, like the amount of the capacities of different stadiums, to do the games. Also, you have to meet FIFA stand for each stadium. All these American stadiums got revamped and had to meet exactly. Whereas with most in England, say for example, Alphonso Davies on the bench. A lot of the Premier League teams all running through. It's a good chance and saved by the keeper. It's a good clearance from South Africa and it's corner. Wow, almost. And again, that's the physicality, that's the athleticism, because any other team, that's a goal. Literally holding. Good keeper makes the right decision, clears it, and then comes back. It's an important clearance. And you've got to get there first, gets the block in. You also cannot host any events 2 months before the World Cup for any city. It's why Las Vegas and Montreal, who do F1, did not get to host World Cup games. That's true. Yeah. Oh, header and wide. And 2 months before the World Cup for any city as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Although I guess for England, they would have to, I would think they would probably have to stop the Premier League 2 months before then. They'd have to make it finish it early, would they? I think. Because the league would, well, though, to be fair, the league finishes May, June. Yeah, maybe they would have to make the league finish a bit earlier, or they would start it. They would probably start it in the beginning of August and then finish maybe the middle of April. In country like America, China, Russia, you would have long travels. 64 teams traveling airports would be chaos. Yeah, exactly. England, relatively speaking, is quite a small country. So to get from where I live in the north of England to London would be like. The only thing is, I don't know whether the transfer infrastructure would cope, but then it would be a good enough reason to put money into it. I think FIFA would. I think the money would go. It'd be a much needed investment into transport infrastructure to make it work. Oh, hydration break. Hydration break. Everyone's going up close. People don't want a hydration break. No one likes the hydration break, man. So far, so good. I mean, I think in this half, Canada probably had the better opportunities. Let's see stats. Ways. South Africa still about 60% possession, but Canada have had 5 shots on target, 11 shots in total. South Africa only 4 and then 1 on target. So in terms of opportunities, it's certainly Canada, but they're not really kind of dominating or controlling the ball count, and that's, I think, a bit of a worry. Also, Canada have 2 yellow players on yellow cards, so probably have to be a little bit careful. So this current World Cup had 16 stadiums. You need 16 FIFA level stadiums. Yeah. That'd be. I mean, England. I mean, pretty much all of them. Old Trafford. You've got Emirates Stadium, Man City Stadium, Old Trafford, Anfield, Spurs Stadium, Everton's new stadium. Like you have already, and then that's not including like in Scotland with like Celtic and Rangers stadium. Yeah, there's more than enough. Yeah, 40,000 capacity. I mean, you have teams like SSB. You have teams in the Championship that have stadiums that big. You have teams in the Championship. Southampton Stadium, for example, is more than 40,000. So again, I'm not trying to brag against England, but like I have always thought sometimes, like, how is it that England have only hosted 1 World Cup in 1966? And even the Euros was kind of like a last minute COVID type sort of thing for logistics. Like it doesn't make sense. I appreciate people like the country, but logistically, like it just makes more sense to me. And to be honest, for this one, we'd probably be a bit more welcoming to groups. But yeah, I see it. I see it. Okay, Canada making a sub now. Still 0-0 with 20 minutes to go of normal time. This is definitely going into the territory of whoever scores the first goal is going to win the game. If I was Jesse March, you need to get the win now, because I just have a suspicion if it goes to penalties, Canada in trouble. Oh. I asked AI and it says only 12 in England alone, not counting us of Scotland, Wales, etc. 40,000, really? What? I thought there'd be more than that. I'll ask AI as well. I'm sure there's 40,000 plus. Let me see. There's got to be more than that. How many stadiums? I mean, that's still quite a lot for a country. More. It's 40,000 capacity. And how many stadiums have more than 400 capacity in UK, and what are they? Canada. Let's see. Let's see what ChatGPT says. See, I've got 18. See, I asked ChatGPT and it says as of mid 2026, UK has 18. Well, it says 18. I guess it's the whole UK. Maybe said England. So I've got Wembley Stadium, London, which is 90,000. Oh wait, I can make adjust to football. So I'll say football only. That's probably why, because it's probably including rugby. 15. So Wembley, obviously, 90,000. Old Trafford, obviously, United 74. Principality Stadium, which is in Wales, that's about 74. Spurs, 62. Anfield, obviously, 61. Emirates, which is Arsenal, 60. Celtic Park, again, big club, 60. London, same was West Ham, although they're relegated, 60. Etihad, Manchester City, 52. Hill Dickinson, which is Everton again, 52 plus. St James's Park, 52 again. So all the ones that you would expect. Hampden, which is Hampden Park is I don't know who uses Hampden Park, just Scotland national team, 51. Ibrox, which is Rangers, is 51. Sunderland, the Stadium of Light, actually is 49. Okay. I didn't know Sunderland had 49. Villa Park, 42. And Stamford Bridge, just 41. So I tell you that Stamford Bridge is a small club, you know. So let's echo over. Yeah. If it's only, you could add 5K and you'd have, but that's true. I asked England, not UK. You're probably right. It's also that they're that those are club. So I think you probably asked club football. So yeah, club football stadiums in England only is probably less. But if you include just football stadiums in general, because Wembley isn't technically, for example, is not technically owned by a club. It's as is I think Hampden Park as well. Those two are for the like national team slash FA Cup equivalent type games. So Yeah, because if you exclude the national stadiums, Wembley, Hampden, Principality, which are the things, there's only 13. So, but to be honest, by the time that England improve, there's a few. Old Trafford is probably United are going to get a new stadium. I would think 100,001. I think the land has been approved, so which is going to be interesting. Canada on the break. Oh, Thomas David. Wide, close. Alfonso Davis is on finally. Getting a bit of quality in here. Low key, FIFA would not approve Stamford Bridge. Probably not, to be honest. I've been to Stamford Bridge once, and I was surprised just how small it was. It looked to me like a championship stadium. It really did. Like the fact that the Stadium of Light, I talked when HH came to Newcastle, he was like, "Whoa, the Stadium Light is St James because things smoke up. It's so big. I didn't realize it was so big. It's like, yeah, it's big. Even Sunderland, the Stadium of Light Stadium, is bigger. You know, because they were built more recently or redeveloped more recently than Stamford Bridge has. But I think people want at least, especially now that Newcastle is actually performing well. Want bigger stadiums, more sponsorship, more match day revenue, which is still relevant. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Canada are becoming a little bit predictable. I still think they might edge it, especially now that Alfonso is on. He's adding a bit more quality. Let's see what Alfonso Davis. Yeah. Davis. David, and it's a tight angle, and South Africa clear because South Africa have not really offered. They've been good defensively, but they've not really offered anything attacking in the Salvador. Keeper's done well. I honestly don't think FIFA would approve it. Chelsea fans are saying the same. I can see in the stadium. Yeah, probably. It's too small. It's too small. But as I said, if you only need 16 stadiums, then the other thing as well is I feel that if the UK got it, I suspect as a good gesture, they would probably invite Ireland as well. So I think that they would. By Ireland, I mean the Republic of Ireland. I'm not 100%, but I suspect that they might, say because Ireland is never going to host the World Cup, and it's just literally just there. So you add in I think it's the Aviva Stadium in the Republic of Ireland, and that's a big one. So, I don't know. In fact, how many did I wonder how many? I'll see what the other nations. So, say what about Italy, Spain, and France? Let's see how many they have. Low key, I would. Yeah, exactly. I'm seeing. So Spain football stadiums of capacity of at least 4. Here's how they. So Spain have 11, which is so Camp Nou. So I mean, coming on to the game, but nothing's really happening so far. Camp Nou, Bernabeu, obviously, Metropolitano, obviously, Cultures of Sevilla, Real Betis Stadium. I think they've got the Olympic Louis Compan Olympic Stadium, which was Barca's temporary home. San Mamés Athletic Club. Estella Valencia, Ramon Sevilla, Ana del Real Sociedad. Non Mestalla, which is expected in 2027. So right now, actively only 10. It's more than I thought, though. Italy only have 6. Wow. Italy only have 6. I'm not sure I'm sure the population of Italy is not that small, but they only have got 6 stadiums that have that capacity. San Siro, AC Milan, Stadio Olimpico, all cleared from crossing and cleared by South Africa. So South Africa have not really offered anything offensive going with defensively. They're fine, and maybe that should be enough. But Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, Napoli, Bari, Fiorentina, and obviously the Allianz Stadium, Juventus, 6. And France have 5. Stade de France, probably a French national team. Stade Velodrome, Marseille, Grupo Stadium, Lyon, Parc des Princes, Paris, and Lyon. So yeah, England or UK anyway is far ahead of the capacity, I think. Oh, promise David. Promise no one's willing to support him though. Yeah, there's no one there. So in fairness, although people do talk about the Premier League revenue and stuff going into the English game, and the revenue and it's the TV money, that is a big thing. You know, you do like even if you remove the TV revenue, I mean the revenue coming alone from the stadiums is probably more significant than a lot of these other clubs. Promise David. Yeah. Away. Oh. Again, the final third quality by Canada is just not there. And South Africa on attack now. That's poor again. Slip. Both attackers in both teams have been bricks. Afonso Davis blocked. The FA would add Ireland, but you know who I can see FIFA forcing England to do a World Cup with? Going to the continent do with France and Paris. It's weird though because France did host because if I remember, France '98, France hosted that World Cup by themselves. So and they didn't have 40,000 stadium capacity then. So there must have been a recent rule change. They did not have multiple 40,000 stadiums in '98. No way. France hosted by themselves before. Yeah, I think England would tell FIFA to do one if it was to host. They can host Ireland is fine, but to do it in France as well, nah. They're like, nah, no. Oh, promise. Oh, save. Oh, that's a good thing. How many did Germany? What about Germany? Oh, slipped. What about Germany? Oh, no, referee says it's fine. Jesse March is being animated. Jesse, these guys have got to get the gig done now. They can't get through. They're taking too much time. Oh, Germany has 15. Oh, South Africa coming again. Yeah, they do. They do. Germany actually has 15, over 40%. So if not more, or about a level with England, I guess. Dortmund, Allianz Bayern, Hertha Berlin, Schalke Stadium, Stuttgart, Hamburg's, Fortune, Dusseldorf, Gladbach, Frankfurt, Cologne, Leipzig, Werder Bremen, Hannover. Pretty much Kaiserslautern, pretty much all of, you can argue almost all the Bundesliga, the stadium is more than 40,000, which is a testament to Germans thingy. But again, they also hosted it themselves as well, I think, back in the day. So yeah, for me, UK, Germany, fine, no problem. Everyone else, stadium capacity wise, not sure. Oh, promise cleared. UK 15, Germany 15, Spain 10, 11, Italy 6, France 5. David, okay. Oh, it's a good tackle. Good tackle. Davis. Okay. Davis. Oh my good. The poor. It's just been so poor from these guys. The attacks have been so brickish, man. It's so bad. Just that little bit of quality from both teams is just not there. I mean, Canada had one or two chances, but this half has been. This is not Davis' game. He's more of an overlapping or driving with the ball down the field, not a segment one. That's true. That's true. And you've got a low block in South. I think this is going to go to penalties. It's just waiting for someone to make a mistake. Credit to South Africa, though. And like I said, most of these South African players play in the South African league. Like a lot of these Canadian players, not all of them, but some of them play in Europe, etc. Maybe some in the MLS, possibly. But these guys play. Most of these players play in the South African league. So what does it say? Oh, good ball. That's a good clearance. Free kick to Canada. This is going to extra time. Marsh tactically going through at the back. Why? UEFA won't be happy with a continental World Cup across 3 nations. Oh, I mean, they've agreed to it. Spain, Portugal, Morocco. When that eventually well, I think that's the next one, isn't it? It's not even across three. It's across 3 continents. Yeah, 'cause it's Europe, Spain, Portugal, Morocco, Africa, and then South America, because they're having games in, I think, Uruguay and Argentina, I think. So South America, I don't think is getting a full-fledged World Cup anytime soon. Oh, they had Brazil, but I think, yeah, the political instability in South America is not helping, which is a shame. There should be tournaments like that, but it's just that, you know, it's political and it's also infrastructure. Have Brazil really maintained the infrastructure after the World Cup? I don't think so. In order to have, with how big people want the way I kind of see it with the World Cup going right now, all crossing, it's a good goal and it's over. Yes, brilliant. And that was what we're waiting for, the quality. And that's it for Canada. And I think that's it. That's game. That was it. That you needed the quality. 1-0. Yeah, sorry, I forgot, but sorry, guys. You defended well. It was a brilliant strike. The defense was there, but yeah, the one bit of quality, man. That it was always going to come to that. What did I say, SSB? I said I see this being a 1-0 game. Cleared, you know. You could argue, yeah, number 4, maybe ball watching, asleep. The quality there. It's not been any chances. That just quality in the bottom corner. And just nicked it at the end. It's unlucky to South Africa because they've defended well. They've been compact. They've done their thing. But as we said, the quality in the final third just is not good enough. Not good enough. It's one thing that I've said about African teams this World Cup so far. Defensively, they've been much better, which has always been a criticism of African teams. But the attacking quality, the composure has not been good enough, I think, I argue from all African teams, actually. Maybe Egypt, ironically enough, but shout out to Canada, man. I think, like I said, I think that, and it's Canada again, promise David, and now South Africa have urgency. They have literally just over a minute to do something, but this urgency should have happened before. I don't think they were playing in a passive, but I mean, it's a good ball. Offside. Like Connor Ball is going to do another couple of CONCACAF in the next couple of years. I agree. The thing is that what I see happening, it's like a belief. Canada into the round of 16 as it stands. Maple syrup. Maple syrup lives, man. No. Anywhere will do. Yeah. Someone's trying to do these things. Like, this is the thing. What I've noticed with this tournament, it's an attacking tournament. No. This is an attacking tournament, guys. You got to attack. You got to be clinical. You got to win. Oh my god! Yeah, they've got. Like I said, I knew it was going to come down to either extra time, which I think I worried about Canada with penalties because I think the Southern keeper was better, or it's going to be a 1-0. This had a 1-0 just moment, and the only real quality, let's be honest, of the game came from Canada. South Africa just didn't. They just didn't have enough. They just didn't have enough. Clearance. Last chance for South Africa now. Got to get into the box ASAP now. And Grepo. And that's it. Yeah, let's go. Not good enough, unfortunately, South Africa. Well played. That's the last 16. Beckons to Canada. And it goes to them. Co-hosts qualify. Jesse March gets it. And like I said, for me, if you're Canada, you've overachieved. No, well, not overachieved. I think round of 16, like I said, is as far as they'll go. So if you're Canada, for me, this is, you celebrate this. You celebrate this. You qualify from the group. You got through to round of 16. You celebrate that. I think South Africa, it's unlucky. But just that lack of final third quarter, that just lack of quality. Unfortunately, I think that, I mean, if we look at full time, yeah, man. I think if I'll be honest, as much as I love the fact that most the 9 out of 10 African teams go from 1 to 32, if we're honest, how many of them are going to actually get through to round of 16? I look at these matchups. Maybe Morocco might do a dub against the Netherlands. Maybe. That's 50-50 in my opinion. Senegal, Belgium again. I mean, it's 50-50. Ivory Coast, Norway, again, likewise 50-50. England are probably going to beat DR Congo. Argentina are going to probably beat Cape Verde. Egypt, Australia. That's 50-50 as well, I think. Algeria, Switzerland. 50-50. Colombia will probably beat Ghana. So I only really have, I don't think I have any clear African teams out of the remaining that I say these guys are definitely going to beat and going through. Not really. They could all be out. There's more 50-50s than definitives, to be honest, from what I can see. So, and this one for me was a 50-50 game. It was just going to come down to who had the most quality. And in the end, it was Canada. And on the balance of play, I think Canada probably deserved to win. They had the clear, I can't even remember. I think we go to the stats. 2 shots on target in 90 minutes of South Africa, 6 shots in total, more possession, but Canada had more shots, and eventually the one was going to go. They defended well, but in the end, it was Canada's game. So shout out to them. Not the best knockout game, but fair enough for this game anyway. Right, we are going to bounce now. Remember, guys, you need to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devils. We'll be back tomorrow for Japan, Netherlands, and Morocco, Brazil. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. Obviously, check us out on Red Devils Extras, the second channel. Twitch as well, on Twitch. And on Twitter and Instagram as well. Have a nice day, guys, and cheers. Peace, 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 peace.